So today we've got 10 fragrances that are going to smell absolutely intoxicating to everyone around you. And I mean that in the best way possible. These here are really going to capture the attention of people around you. They're going to be very safe. So if you want to play it safe, you don't want to push the boundaries too much, but at the same time, you want to wear something that's well above some sort of super cheap generic smelling Axe body spray, then this video is going to be for you. And also, if you want something that's going to be a step above your Nautica Blues and your other super ultra basic fragrances, here with these selections, I went through my collection and I chose some things that probably wouldn't normally be featured in a video like this. Some things that don't get talked about as often, but fragrances that still accomplish the task very well, and fragrances that, in my opinion, are just fantastic pickups. I will provide links to all of these down below. Most of these are going to be on the affordable side, making it super easy to get into any of these if you have an interest to. Let's get some. First up, we have Ralph's Club, the newest fragrance from Ralph Lauren. Now this one here has lavender, it's got clary sage, it's got cedarwood and vetiver. Those are actually the only 4 notes that they give us, and it's really a pretty accurate note breakdown for me. It's very woody, very clean, aromatic, fresh. It's got a little bit of a spiciness from the cedarwood. Very smooth. It gets compared to some other fragrances out there like Y, Eau de Parfum, or I think maybe Eau de Toilette as well, Invictus, that sort of thing. Personally, I think that it kind of has its own character here, and I find it to be a bit more refined compared to those others, because Invictus and Yves Saint Laurent Y are definitely going to be on the more playful side, a bit more juvenile. I think this one has a bit more of a grown-up edge to it. But one thing's for certain, this here is a mass-pleasing gem. It's one that everyone is going to love. And it has this kind of magic about it, this certain type of appeal that just draws people in. This one's an Eau de Parfum. It's got good performance for what it is here. It's got great quality. Now, this is one that is not yet on discounter, so it's not going to be like super affordable, but I will link it down below if you want to pick it up anyway. I think it's a pretty solid pickup. At first, I wasn't fully down for it. I needed some more time with it. Now that I've had some more time with it, I actually really like it. Really nice fragrance here, and it's a cool bottle as well with the hinged cap there. You can never lose the cap unless you break it off, but it smells great. Nice one here to have people intoxicated. Not drunk or anything. You're not going to be roofing people with this fragrance, but they're going to think it smells really good. Next up, we have Missoni Parfum. Grapefruit, ginger, lavender, birch. Some other woods are some of the main notes. It gets compared to Bleu de Chanel. I think it is worlds apart from Bleu de Chanel. I really do. It's got grapefruit like Bleu de Chanel. It has maybe this slight smokiness from the birch in here and spiciness from the ginger, like maybe Bleu de Chanel would have, but I just find them to be quite a bit different. So don't let that sway you in one way or the other. Whether you really like Bleu de Chanel and you're looking for an affordable alternative or clone, I'm sorry, this isn't really going to be it, in my opinion. Or if you hate Bleu de Chanel and you're looking for something that doesn't smell like it, well, actually, then yeah, this will be for you. So for me, this one is very clean, very fresh, very masculine, and even though it has maybe what would look like a pretty standard basic note breakdown, there's something about this one that still has it smelling different from most of the other releases out there. So it's not going to be super boring to you. It's not going to be super repetitive to own in your collection. It's not going to be redundant. It's one that, even if you have a lot of fragrances, and you have a lot of fragrances that are very mass-pleasing, I think you would still be able to work this one in. This here is another one that has an upscale classiness about it. It's not super youthful or super playful. This would be great to wear to a business meeting if you work in a job environment where it's a bit more dressed up. If it's a bit more professional, this one would by far be a fantastic option. This also is not that expensive. On discounters, I believe $50, $60, somewhere around in there. Really good price, all things considered here, from the scent quality to the performance to the presentation. It does have a magnetic cap. I've talked about this before, but it's actually a really nice presentation. Custom bottle here. It's not, a stock bottle. The whole package here has some heft to it. It doesn't feel cheap. This feels like a relatively premium product. Great, great fragrance. Next up, we have L'Homme Ideal Extreme by Guerlain. Almond, plum, and tobacco are some of the main notes. You can actually buy this one online at Harrods, and that link will be down below for you so you can pick it up yourself. It's been out of stock on discounters for a long time now, and it's been frustrating for sure, but you can get it. And so, again, I will link it down below. You can check that out if you want to grab one. Now, this is going to be an option that's maybe not conventional. So, like I said in the beginning, I'm trying to include some things that may be different but still work really well, and that's what this is. Now for me, personally, I think this has more of a safe, mass appealing approach than Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. Now don't get me wrong, that fragrance is amazing. The cherry, the almond combination is incredible. The Eau de Toilette also is really good. I'm a big fan of the lineup. But between Extreme and the Eau de Parfum, believe it or not, I think the Extreme has a bit more of a safeness about it. Mainly because of the fruitiness. You get plum up top, which is different for sure, but in a good way. You know, it's not like off-putting. It's just a very nice juicy fruitiness, but mixing with the tobacco, mixing with some of the other sweetness. I mean, look at something like Dolce & Gabbana The One. That's a tobacco-centric fragrance that has an absolute compliment monster. So I think when done correctly, that note can really elevate a scent's mass appeal, and I think it's done right here. This one is a compliment slayer. And what's nice is you're going to be smelling 100% different than every other guy out there. This has such a warming, inviting, intoxicating smell that you really can't go wrong with it, and in my opinion, it's a must-have. So obviously these fragrances are going to get you the attention right off the bat. It's the easiest way to do it, but once you actually start getting a compliment from someone, or someone starts having a conversation with you about your fragrance, the next thing that people are going to pick up on is how you're dressed, your style, how you're groomed, and also just kind of, they're going to be looking at your face, they're going to be talking to you, so they're going to notice whether or not you have a skincare routine. Sorry, I hate to be that guy, I hate to say it, but hey, that's just the reality. And that's why every single month I partner up with Tiege Hanley, which in my opinion is one of the best services out there for men. Out of all of the subscription services, one of the best. And this is also, in my opinion, one of the best skincare systems. I've been using their products for a while now, and you guys know this. You can go back on my channel, and I say this every time, but it's like proof that you can go back and look at my skin, and it was an absolute train wreck. Acne everywhere, and I was still making videos when I looked like that. The grind never stops, and trust me, people were making me aware of that, and I'm like, okay, this has to change. Like, this is getting bad. Tiege Hanley fixed it. I recommend starting with their level 1 system, which includes all of the basics. Has a daily face wash, a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub, a morning moisturizer with SPF 20, and an evening moisturizer that you apply before bed. You get this whole package for only $30 each month. So my favorite part about Tiege Hanley is this right here. Such a simple thing in theory, this instructions card, but it makes a world of difference, and this is why Tiege Hanley's the best. They make this easy for people like me who have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I just look at this card, and then I know how much to use and when to use it. That's the main problem. You go to Walmart or somewhere and you buy stuff which, first of all, isn't even going to be good for your skin anyway, but second of all, you don't know how to use that stuff. You start putting stuff on your face in the wrong order, stuff that shouldn't even be on your face. If you have dry skin, you're putting on stuff for oily skin, that sort of thing. You have no idea what you're doing, and it gets worse. This here takes all of the guesswork out of it, and it couldn't be easier. So make sure you click that link down below and get started for less than $1 a day. Thank you, Tiege Hanley, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. Next up, we have Dunhill Icon Racing. Grapefruit, orange blossom, and lavender are some of the main notes. So this one is a fragrance that also goes down a similar path to some extent with the citrus, with the lavender. It's going to be clean and fresh, right? And that's one of the main things that we're shooting for here. Obviously, there are fragrances in here which will do things a bit differently, and I'm excited about those. But I also wanted to make sure to include plenty of ultra-safe options like this one. This is another one that has a little bit of an Invictus comparison, and with this one here, I can see where people are coming from, but it's also much more aromatic focused, and I like that. Believe it or not, aromatic fragrances for men just work really well in terms of mass appeal and also their versatility. So this is one that you can purchase and wear it for like anything, anytime, and it's going to work and you're going to smell great. People are going to love how you smell. People are going to give you compliments, and you're going to be a happy camper. This one is an eau de parfum. It's got good performance. The quality is great for the price. Dunhill makes some amazing fragrances, And if you're after intoxicating the people around you via your scent, check it out. Bvlgari Man In Black. So with a name like that, in a bottle like this, you pretty much expect to be raking in the feedback, and well, you're in luck. That's what it does. Spices, rum, and leather are a few of the main notes. The easiest way to describe this one is it smells like a grown-up version of Spice Bomb. So most people have smelled Spice Bomb, which is why I like that comparison, and I think it's pretty solid. Let me know if you agree or disagree. It's very spicy, which is where that primarily comes from, but it also has this booziness, which is absent in Spice Bomb. It's got a nice strong leather note. It's just a bit more rich and less juvenile smelling. And again, that was kind of the idea behind this video here. Instead of doing the obvious basic ones, we're going through and taking a step deeper here. What's also nice about this is it's generally more affordable than Spice Bomb. I think $50 or so is going to be about the comfortable range for this one. I think it's worth every single penny. I love it. It's got great performance. It's got great quality, great smell. I love the rum note in here. It's just a great smelling fragrance for the cooler weather. So this next one is a fragrance from Dolce & Gabbana. It's from the One line, but it's not the One EDT or EDP or even the One Gray. It's the One Gold. Blood orange, bergamot, and amberwood are some of the main notes. Clary sage as well. Another fresh aromatic, fruity. It's got a nice juicy top note. I love how it comes across up top in the opening. Dries down to a nice woodiness. This one's addicting. It's one that has substantially grown on me. In the beginning, I was just wavering on it because it was quite a bit different than everything else, and to me it just didn't really make sense as a flanker. I think this could have done great as a standalone fragrance. They're just using the one name to, market it more, which makes sense. That's what most brands do, but removing all of the other flankers and just focusing on this one as a standalone scent, I think it's top notch. And I never thought I was going to be saying that because I really just wasn't for it in the beginning, but I love how it comes across. I think I'm going to wear it today actually because for whatever reason here lately I've just been digging it. I love it. It smells fantastic, and it's a big compliment getter as well. You got that amberwood in here, which is already a magic ingredient for mass appeal. You got the aromatics in here. You got the blood orange, the bergamot. Opens up so great and dries down to something amazing as well. Now, the only drawback with this one is the performance is, as usual for the line, kind of below average a little bit. 6 hours in that range, give or take more or less, depending on the conditions in your skin and that sort of thing. So definitely not the best performer, but for me, the smell makes it worth it. Up next, this one had to be in here because it's been killing it, and so I'm not gonna disclude it because it is great. My main issue with this one, as I've talked about, is the price is a little bit steep and it's not yet discounted, but at the same time, is what it is. It's this guy right here, Sauvage Elixir, their newest, latest, and possibly greatest. So this is actually a 60 ml. I apologize because on the channel I've been saying it's a 75 ml as I've been talking about the price. So it gets worse. It's only a 60 ml and it goes for $155. That is a tough pill to swallow. You can get some niche fragrances for close to that price. Drop the cap here. So at that point, it's hard to recommend for everyone, but if you are a diehard Sauvage fan, which I know a lot of people are, and I have to admit, I love Sauvage as well, then you may be able to kind of convince yourself to swing that money. But for the average consumer, that's a tricky one. Again, I will link this down below. Your best bet's going to be like Macy's and stuff. They ship really quick, that sort of thing. And so you can just hit the link down below and grab it easily. If you're a Sauvage fan, then it may be worth it. If not, then maybe not so much. It's got lavender, sandalwood, cinnamon, nutmeg, licorice. It's very warm, spicy, and very woody. The sandalwood gives off a nice creaminess. You get spiciness from the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and the licorice note gives off a kind of unique sweetness, which you don't normally really smell. It's very unique, honestly, it is. It's a nice concoction here. I think it's really well done. I think it's very tasteful. I think it's a good flanker. It's just the price that is a little bit tough. But with a name like Elixir, kind of has this magic potion type of sound. Like it is a magic potion for compliments. Absolutely destroys in the compliment department. This is a big time, mass appealing scent, and the performance really hangs out as well. Super strong, all of that good stuff. Running down to the end, we have Ferragamo by Ferragamo. This one is the Eau de Toilette. Violet leaf, oak moss, and bergamot are some of the main notes. Violet leaf gives off a nice watery smell. You've smelled it before. The oak moss giving off some green woods. The bergamot giving off a nice fresh opening. It's not, ooh, I forgot how good the atomizer was. Look at that, nice pressurized atomizer. It's not the most unique thing, but we're not really necessarily shooting for that. But what it is a great smelling scent. This is the type of thing that's very cooling and refreshing and would be absolutely killer on a really hot summer day. If you're down on vacation in Florida or somewhere where it's really hot and kind of humid and you're walking into gift shops, walking into restaurants, whatever, just kicking it around, having fun and a nice warm environment, having a fun time on vacation, you got a good attitude. This is the type of thing that would rake you in so many compliments that you'd be like, this Ferragamo, weird, ununique name, but cool bottle fragrance is getting me this many compliments. What's going on? Because there are a lot of other fragrances out there that would also get you a lot of compliments. And so you may not think initially that this one would until you test it out for yourself. John Varvatos Artisan XX. So this has risen to become one of my absolute favorites from the entire line, believe it or not. And I'm a big John Varvatos fan. I love their fragrances, most, if not all of them, and I have most, if not at this point, I think actually all of them, maybe missing one or two. But yeah, this one here is awesome. Vetiver, bitter orange, Sichuan pepper are some of the main notes. So the bitter orange opening is incredible. Super high quality given just kind of the brand, I guess. I mean, they've always had really good quality fragrances, but I mean, it's well done. Like, it's shockingly good. Very strong, very sharp, kind of sour, kind of stringent, but in a good way, kind of rindy, nice photorealistic orange opening. Dries down to a nice clean vetiver. So this is kind of their take on a vetiver-centric fragrance. Very clean, very uplifting, very versatile. It's got a little bit of a spicy pepper opening. It's really, really well done and way better than you may think. It's a great compliment getter, a great one to wear to work, to school, that sort of thing. And it's got just enough of a different twist about it that's really going to have people intrigued. And last up for this one, Acqua Essenziale Blu by Ferragamo. My sad little bottle with no cap. What a shame. Lavender, tonka bean, ambroxan, and cypriol are some of the main notes. So it's blue, okay? Most people are shaking their head because blue, right? But you know what? There's something about this one that's different. It also has this incredible opening, like this very vibrant, bright, citrusy, fruity, uplifting and invigorating opening that really catches your attention. This here has a better opening than a lot of other fragrances in this price range, in my opinion. And even up into the $40 range and $50 range, I think this opening is better than a lot of those. Like, there's something about it that I could spray this all day, because that top note there, that's incredible. Smells fantastic. Of course, the mastermind, Alberto Marias, was behind this one. You know it's going to be great. And it is. It's incredible, especially at the price that this one comes in at. You can wear this all day long, and it's going to be pulling you compliments left and right. And it's going to have a different twist compared to the Dylan Blues and Sauvage Eau de Toilettes and the Aqua Atlantiques and so on. Alrighty guys, there you have it. That is 10 fragrances that's going to have everyone intrigued around you. If you're after something very safe but also has a different twist, these are going to be for you. Check those links down below and they will take you right where you need to be to pick these up at a nice price. And again, big thank you to Tiege Hanley for sponsoring this video. Use the first link down below in the description to get started for less than $1 a day. Now's the time to start changing things around. You know, it's getting into winter time. You're not going to be going out as much. Summertime is all fun and everything. Now's the time that you can start giving your skin a break. Get that thing rejuvenated, so when spring and summer comes around, you're going to be looking like a brand new person. You're going to be glowing. You're going to be looking great. People are going to love it, and you're going to love it even more. Also, become a channel member. Join buttons down below. Bonus content. Watch these videos in advance. Chat with me one-on-one in a private group chat. A bunch of amazingness. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.